Libra, welcome to this week's reading. I hope that you've been well. This is for all Libra placements. This will be a reading specifically focused on love and interpersonal relationships. However, this is still general, so still just take it as it resonates. All Libra placements are welcome here, as well as cross watchers. So with that being said, let's get started. Spirit, I thank you for the opportunity to read for the Libra Collective as we talk about love and interpersonal relationships. I ask for clear and concise messages, as well as protection for the message, for myself as the reader, and for the viewer as we go through this active divination together. Ashe, Amin. All right, y'all. Oh, the sun finally came back out. Nice. Let's get into it. So we're going to talk about action, reaction, and outcome. Put yourself where you fit. Don't try to force it to fit. If it doesn't fit, that is okay. If you're just nosy and you want to stick around anyway, that is fine. I am a Libra moon, for those who don't know. So this is just as much my business as it is yours, honey. So the action might be one that you are making. It might be the action of somebody towards you. Just take it as it resonates. All right. So what is the the action? We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. So we are in this space right now. We are in this space of nurturing, of responsibility, of discernment, of manifestation, of building, of creation. Also of waiting for our ships to come in. So you've been doing a lot of self-work. And honestly, you're waiting to see if anyone in your environment is able to match your energy. So you're in a very high vibrational place right now. What is the reaction? Ooh, thank you. That's a lot of swords. Or a lot of swords. The Five of Swords came out. The Knight of Wands is also here, as well as the Knight of Swords. So you still have a little bit of mental anguish in your mind from when you went through, I'm assuming, a difficult situation in the past. But the good thing is that this is just mental. It's a mental blockade. So it's something that can be overcome. You have to remember not to be so hard on yourself. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. So if you weren't keen on something in the past and maybe, dealing with somebody was difficult in the past, you can carry the lesson. We talk about that concept a lot here. You can carry the lesson with you, process the emotional piece, just carry the lesson. You don't have to carry the anguish that came along with the lesson. That's not like a penance that you must pay for not being, observant enough or not catching the red flags quickly enough. Like, you've already gone through the experience. You've already learned the lesson. You don't need to punish yourself in your mind any further because of that. So you have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. You have a new way of looking at relationships. You have a new way of looking at love that is birthed from the lessons that you have learned. So you're putting down a lot of the emotional anguish that you went through. You're learning this now, and you're learning to just take the lesson. Okay? Because of this, it is changing the way that you view interpersonal dynamics. It can be romantic, it can be platonic, it doesn't just have to be romance. The way that you view interpersonal relationships has changed. And so because of this, what is the outcome? Ooh, let's shuffle. Whenever my cards jam up like that, that indicates to me that there's a communication issue. So you might struggle with communication. You might feel awkward communicating because I'm not picking up on any external energy here, Libra. This seems to be very internally focused. So just be mindful that speaking your truth, yes, sometimes it might feel a little awkward or even uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. What is the outcome? What is the outcome? Thank you. The Ten of Wands. So the worst of it is over. The worst of it is over. You are tired, but you also, like I said before, You're just now realizing that you do not have to carry the burden, the emotional burden, the baggage of past unsavory experiences, right? You are now realizing that you actually don't need to punish yourself mentally and physically in order to have you can learn the lesson without punishing yourself. You can take the lesson with you without being unkind to yourself. So you're realizing that you can put down the burdens. It was not, there's nothing that you could do to make someone show up as honest if somebody was dishonest with you in the past and it hurt. You can't make someone show up in a certain way. People show up how they show up, and it's up to you to determine if you want to keep them around you or not. And so regardless of what has happened in the past, right now, this is a self-love journey at this time. So the main current that I'm getting here is one of self-discovery, healing, and self-reliance as you kind of forgive yourself for some of the past things that you've gone through. Let's get into the oracle cards and see what other insights we can glean. Yeah, communication is definitely something. You might not feel comfortable sharing certain feelings. You might not feel comfortable having certain conversations. You might feel awkward talking to others about certain things. So just be a little bit kinder to yourself, Libra, if you can. All right, what information? Thank you. We have coffee cup, meeting and talking, savoring the moment, feeling elevated, and building friendship. Right now, you're in this era of being more so focused on building community around you and relishing in that community. That's not to say that love and romance is just non-existent from your life. That's not true. But your focus seems much more to me to be on your internal affairs and how you're doing in the aftermath of whatever this really big lesson was for you. Thank you. These two cards flew out. Cupid's arrow, have faith. Love is coming. Surprise invitation and struck by love. Oh, my dog just woke up. So you're in this really interesting energy of not really looking for love, but it comes finding you anyway. And then you have a choice very similar to the Taurus love reading that I just did. So if you have Taurus in your chart just like I do, as well as Libra, check it out. We also have soulmates, right? So soul connection, partnership, soul contract, and life partner. I want to clarify this again because I said this in another love reading that I just did. When I say soulmates, I don't believe that you only get one soulmate per lifetime and then that's it. And, you spend your whole life looking like, I don't think that's what a soulmate is. I think a soulmate is anyone that can help your soul journey, help you obtain and maintain your growth on your soul journey. I don't think it's just one person and that's it. I think we actually have multiple soulmates throughout our lifetime. We have multiple soulmates throughout each chapter of our lives. And so you're bumping, this could be a new friend, this could be a new romantic interest. Either way. Hi, baby. Oh, my dog says hello. Either way, in this interpersonal endeavor that you are embarking on, it's one that is of substance. It's one of substance, and it's one that can go far. Anything else that I need to know at this time? Very solid. Very solid. And I commend you for your commitment to self-growth and nurturing. All right. Thank you. Mask, hiding true feelings, pretending and delude, gaslight and personify. So once, I don't really, not picking up on the gaslighting piece, it more so feels like hiding true feelings and pretending. This might be you. Like, you might actually meet somebody who you could really enjoy. Like, you might enjoy their company, but perhaps you feel as though you shouldn't show it. Maybe you've internalized a belief that isn't exactly, I don't want to say correct, but you might have internalized a belief, something like, if I show this person I like them, they'll ruin it. Or if I show that I enjoy their company, they might start up a dynamic that I'm not a fan of, and then I'll have to leave. And so you might be looking for your past unsavory experiences to repeat in the future. You want to shy away from that. lean away from that, because that can sabotage really, really positive connections in your life. And I know it's easier said than done. Our minds are prediction machines, and the illusion of control for most of us is maintained by being able to think that we can predict what's going to happen. As much as we talk about energies in these cards, these are things that are likely to happen in terms of the energies that pass over our lives day to day. That doesn't mean you have to partake in the energy. That just, you can just observe the energy and keep moving. You can choose not to partake in it. So this is all optional. You don't have to embrace or embark on any of this. You have free will. So with that being said, is there anything else? Ooh. Yeah, communicate. You might be dealing with somebody and the two of you guys like each other more than either of you are letting on, which, happens. And you might feel as though you can't talk to this person about certain things. Maybe a heart-to-heart conversation is in order. I don't know who that's for, but pretending never got anyone very far. But I understand why. I understand why somebody might feel the need to hide their feelings at first. You have the snake, competition and enemy. The other woman, look over your shoulder. I think the reason, and you also have ascending, learning and expansion, transcending, preparing for union, and new phase. So you have a choice is kind of how I'm seeing this. You can choose to embody this 5 of Swords energy and take this mental anguish into this new connection that you have the option of entertaining. You don't have to entertain this person if you don't want to. But you might start telling yourself that, they talk to other people, or they're dating someone else, or, I can't be the only person they're talking to. You might start putting it in your own mind that you are in competition with people who might not even exist. And you might end up inadvertently sabotaging something that could have been emotionally fulfilling for you. And in doing so, you would be embodying the 10 of Wands energy of carrying burdens that are not yours. And that might not even exist. You also have ascending, right? And so you can learn and expand, and you can take the lessons that you have learned from your past. You can take this newfound perspective that you have on interpersonal relationships, and you can test your new theories in a new situation that is fresh with a new individual that means well. They don't seem to have any ill intention toward you. And you can expand together and have this soulmate, soul growth kind of journey together. So all in all, you have a choice, but it's obvious what the more fulfilling choice potentially is, but what is obvious in the moment, or what's obvious in theory, is not always what's obvious in practice. So I'm not here to chastise you or lecture you or tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I'm just here to let you know that there is an opportunity here for fulfillment. You can choose to take the opportunity, or you can choose to kind of talk yourself out of it and maybe potentially walk away from something that you really could have enjoyed and had fun with. So it doesn't need to be a big heavy thing. I'm not saying you have to marry the person. I'm just saying, see where it goes, if that's something that you feel that you're ready for. All right. Anything else? Ooh, we have Phoenix, new phase and rekindle, renew and regrowth, changed mind, rise from the ashes. So for the majority of you, I see most of us taking the ascending route and having this like Phoenix rebirth kind of energy, where a new phase opens up in your life and you're able to take a leap of faith with a new person or a new situation, a new energy, because you have a new perspective. You have a changed mind. You have a new perspective that you have learned from a pretty difficult situation, but you've embodied the change that you would like to see. All in all, this is looking pretty good. Is there anything else? Anything else? Last shuffle. All right. Libra, it has been a pleasure. I hope that you resonate with this and that this has helped you on your journey. Good luck. I hope you find the fulfillment that you're looking for, and I will talk to you soon.